Today, we got Ghost Rider taking on a dead man. Who wins? Well, let's find out. Johnny Blaze, a motorcycle stuntman, became bound to the spirit of vengeance known as Zarathos after making a deal with Mephisto to spare his surrogate father. With the power to control hellfire and to inflict pain on those he deems evil with his penance stare, Johnny seeks vengeance as Ghost Rider. Johnny is the Medallion of Power, which is actually what gives him the ability to turn into the Ghost Rider. It also grants him superhuman strength, speed, stamina, and durability. As the Ghost Rider, Johnny's most notable ability is the Penance Stare. This attack causes others to experience a level of pain that is equivalent to what they've caused others as a result of illegal or immoral actions. Now, the way it works is that Ghost Rider locks eyes of his opponents while in close combat, and makes them feel all the pain they've ever inflicted. However, the penance stare doesn't always work like it's supposed to. If Ghost Rider can't make eye contact, the opponent has more than two eyes, is blind, or is high on drugs like cocaine, then the penance stare won't work. And then the attack has actually backfired on him before, like when he used the penance stare on Venom, and Ghost Rider was knocked out. Johnny also has a supernatural steel chain that he uses as a weapon. He's able to grow it in length, transform it into other weapons like a spear, spin it as fast as a drill, and separate it into individual links and throw them at enemies. Ghost Rider is also able to vomit his chain at opponents, which might sound disgusting, but it's actually pretty cool looking and very effective. Johnny also has complete control over Hellfire and normal fire, and can generate and project Hellfire in massive amounts, and manipulate it any way that he wants. Ghost Rider also has a motorcycle, which can travel much faster than normal motorcycles, and perform impossible feats, like driving straight up walls or across water, and it's even occasionally driven in the air. Blaze and Zarathos often battle for control, with Johnny usually having dominance and is a bit more compassionate. But when Zarathos takes over, his power increases exponentially, to where he can easily battle against Doctor Strange and World War Hulk. Then, in the Eloquent Dead Man, after being murdered by the League of Assassins during a performance, circus acrobat Boston Brand was turned into a ghost by the Hindu goddess Ramakushana. Becoming the superhero Deadman, Boston must aid the people he possesses to avoid eternity in hell. He's currently part of the Justice League Dark. Being a specter, Deadman has many supernatural abilities, most notably being able to possess other living creatures. The possession is strong enough to allow Deadman to have complete and total control over the host body, although some particularly strong-willed people have been able to resist possession and exorcise Deadmen from their bodies. However, he's shown he's capable of possessing Judy Moon, who is one half the magical entity known as Enchantress. He's also possessed the House of Wonders, possessed the House of Mystery, which is a multiversal entity, and taken over Swamp Thing and the entire Green, and possessed and transformed Pantheon, who is an elder god. He's shown some offensive capabilities with his possession, like when he possessed and then ripped apart an aspect of the Enchantress. And just one aspect of Enchantress was enough to solo Superman, Wonder Woman, and Cyborg. He's also fought and beat a demon, forced a god to knock himself out, and has even shown some prowess at hand-to-hand combat, like when he beat up Constantine or took down some of Felix Faust's men who are wielding both magic and guns. Then, being a ghost, Deadman is remarkably durable and can't really be killed. Like he was disintegrated, but just instantly reformed. Then he's also taken attacks from a pissed off Constantine, and even survived a hit from Pantheon, who is an elder god. Then, being a ghost, Deadman has got some other abilities that he can't necessarily control, like the ability to fly and cross the boundaries between the land of the living and the dead, He's intangible and can phase through objects or people, and he's also invisible to most people, with the exception of supernatural beings like him. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, what I really like about this fight is that while both of them are mystical and supernatural beings, they use their power in real different ways. Like, Deadman mainly operates by possessing other beings and taking down his enemies by actually forcing them to take down themselves. On the other hand, Ghost Rider generally has a lot more straightforward physical attacks, like his Hellfire, or his Chains, or even his Penance Stare. So what does all this mean? Well, what it means is I really see this fight coming down to just two questions. 1. With Deadman being a ghost, can Ghost Rider actually injure him? And 2. Is Deadman actually strong enough to possess a powerful magical entity like Ghost Rider? So let's look and see if Ghost Rider can injure Deadman. Well, no physical attacks are going to do any good. Like, even while Blaze is strong enough to tear up huge solid steel doors, punch giant craters in the ground, or even punch Lucifer himself through a wall, he can't do anything against Deadman, because Boston Brand doesn't have a physical body. He's a ghost. I suppose if Deadman was possessing another person, Ghost Rider could injure that person with physical attacks, but it wouldn't actually take Brand himself out. However, Ghost Rider definitely doesn't just have physical attacks. Like, let's look at his Hellfire or Chains, or even his Penance Stare. Can these attacks affect a ghost? Well, yeah. All evidence points to the fact that he can. Ghost Rider has used his Hellfire to blast apart mountains, hurt Iron Man and Doctor Doom, and one of his signature moves is to create a ring or wall of Hellfire around his opponents. However, he's also burned demons with a rain of Hellfire, skeletonized a horde of demons, and blasted a hole through Lucifer. He's even produced a different kind of cold fire that burns souls instead of physical bodies. He's also used his chain to trap demons, and he's taken down and tied up angels before. So basically, Ghost Rider can use his Hellfire and chains to attack and destroy physical beings, but it also attacks the souls of people it hits, and is especially destructive against magical or spiritual beings. Same goes for his Penance Stare. The Penance Stare plays all of your transgressions over and over, and makes you feel the pain of whatever you've done. It singes into your psyche, and inflicts all the pain you've ever dealt. And it doesn't just count physical pain, but emotional anguish as well. And Ghost Rider also kind of decides what counts as a sin, and so he's punished people for what they've thought, even if they never did it. And he's even punished people if they were trying to do good, but put innocent people in harm's way. And if it was just up to Zarathos, and Johnny Blaze had no say in the matter, all life would be considered a sin. However, the catch to all this is that the target must have a soul for the Penance Stare to work. And so the question is, does Deadman have a soul? Well, that's kinda tough to say. Best I can figure, in the real world, people classify ghosts as spirits that have unfinished business on Earth, with some even being on Earth with malicious intent. Basically, ghosts have souls, and the Marvel Universe kinda backs this up, as Ghost Rider has used his Penance Stare against a spirit, and the spirit literally just turned into dust and ash. So, basically, all signs point to Ghost Rider being able to really hurt Deadman, and just mess him up. However, this doesn't mean that Ghost Rider will just instantly win, because Deadman has one potential ace up his sleeve: his possession powers. If Deadman is able to possess Ghost Rider, then Blaze can't do anything to injure Brand, and Deadman should be able to take him down. And if Ghost Rider was just Johnny Blaze, then Deadman easily wins. He can easily win, just because he can possess Blaze like he can possess anyone else. But here's the catch. Ghost Rider isn't just Johnny Blaze. And in fact, Blaze is already possessed by none other than Zarathos the Demon at that. So Deadman would actually have to battle against and defeat Zarathos in order to beat Ghost Rider. And I'm not sure if this is something that Boston Brand can do. Yes, he's possessed Swamp Thing and the entire Green, and took over an Elder God, but still, Zarathos might be a tall order. I mean, Doctor Strange has referred to the demon as being unlimited in power and godlike. Not sure that Deadman will be able to battle against Zarathos, beat him, and possess Ghost Rider. Especially with Ghost Rider using all of his powers to really go up against an injured Deadman. End of the day, Brand is well out of his element here, and isn't able to win. Ghost Rider is coming out on top here. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts, so sign off in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe button, more videos, just one every single weekday, and I'll see you next time.